This is Group C, winner bracket final. Winner of this best of 3 follows Moon and Law Lion into the round of 8. The first non-Night Elf to go there. Of course, as I said, rich history between these two. Both two of the greatest Chinese players that we've ever seen. Both former Rogue Warriors teammates just a couple of weeks ago. And this has been a WCG final. This has been a PGL Grand Final. This is pretty hype, man.
Yeah, this is going to be Orc versus Human on the very highest level. This may very well be partly defining the meta, what these two players show us here, starting on Northern Isles. As far as the vetoes went, there was nothing too surprising. Fly vetoes, Terranas, and LR. LR seems to be more and more vetoed by the Orcs nowadays. And Infi vetoes Twisted and Amazonia, pretty standard. So we're left with Northern Isles as a starting map, and Concealed, and Echo Isles.
Okay, once again, it is the question, in what shape is Infi versus Focus? As I said, this looked pretty damn good after a rough start on this very map. Is Infi going for an expansion once again on this map, or did he learn from his mistakes this year? As I said, I crunched the numbers a little, how many games we have from each player. And wait, do you guys have in-game sound? You should have in-game sound. If you don't, that is my mistake. The average player has like 70 games. Infi only 35. He was streaming a lot. He was playing the Gold League and the Huya at the very beginning. But it's really, really rough to tell, like, what's his meta, what's his strategies, what will he play, what is his go-to strategy even.
Yeah, absolutely. TH and Infi both have been skipping a few of the smaller, let's say, online tournaments where we saw almost everyone else. The human players around the world are still looking to Infi and TH, the two gods, the masterminds, which set the tone pretty much for all the matchups. And Infi, not too long ago in WGL, surprised the world again with a bit of a new variant in this matchup, going away from rifles, which had been played heavily up to that point. That was before the nerf, by the way. And playing more breakers again. Casters, breakers, sometimes even with counter expansions. And that, once again, seems to have taken over this matchup for humans. Rifles nowadays not really seen.
Yeah, that's true. Infi this year is 8-3 versus Orc. That is very, very strong, obviously. Fly versus Human is 8-5, but currently on a 0-3 lose streak. Of course, the competition in the Human versus Orc matchup is quite fierce. We see standard openings so far. Fly was flirting with the Blade Master there. Did you see that?
No. Did you have him queued for a second?
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe just muscle memory, but we'll see.
Well, that will be quite wild to see in this matchup. The Farseer has very firmly taken charge of this matchup for a long time now, as the Blade Master suffers too hard from being disabled in the later stages with slow and clap, and also can't harass as well as the Farseer can early on.
This year, by the way, we only had one encounter of Infi versus Fly. That was the New Year's Cup, as you can tell, very early in the year. That was a series that Fly won, 2-0 actually. Historically, of course, they've played a lot of matches against each other. They have almost 50 games in the history, and that is a clear 36-16 lead for Infi. So in the history of this game, he has had the upper hand, but you know, the strong tier 2 human pushes, tower pushes, that was Infi's style. And of course, that's a couple of years ago, so we have to take this historical statistics with a grain of salt. To me, this is very, very clearly 50-50.
Yeah, I think so too. In the early game here so far on Northern Isles, this is pretty much what we're used to seeing. The Farseer is aggressive right away. The human has a bit of trouble creeping, but he gets a surround here on the grunt.
Oh, that's pretty early. That's pretty good for Infi. Was it denied? No, I don't think so.
That's a terrible loss. These Murloc Huntsmen on Northern Isles, man, They are not friends with the grunts.
No, not at all. Keeps on happening. Shout out to Spiral. Tech is okay though. TC, Lodge. And yeah, we have to take a look into Infi's base. What's his build? Is it once again the no sorcerers build? Will he once again skip Rifleman and just casters only? Oh, it's a lot about the last hits here. Very, very close battles for this tiny bit of experience. But Fly resummons the wolves. And gets it, I think.
Yep. Got the last hit of the big boy. Item goes to the AM though. Replenishment potion can be very nice. If you take a little bit too much damage on the AM, you can pop that, recover some health, and then push on wherever you want to go. Ideally, you want to get level 3 early with an AM on any map, but especially on this one, it's really hard. Not even level 2 is easy, and level 3 with the opponent around should be impossible to reach by the time tier 2 is finished, and tier 2 is now finished. We see the double Sanctum once again. Casters into breakers, that is what we have come to expect. What normally the Orc wants to do on tier 2 is take the TC, go heavily creeping with him, Farseer keeps harassing, and then expansion. That is certainly doable on this map, if you're left alone.
Yeah, you know what this matchup, especially between these two players, reminds me of? It's like a UFC card. You know, there are some warm-up matches, and then the later the card goes, the better the matches become, and the more exciting it gets. This match here, Orc versus Human on this map, is like we skip the entire pre-card. We skip all the warm-up matches. It's just brawling right from the bat. Super exciting. Every little move is important. And maybe Infi got the so important upper hand with that grunt kill. But Orcs can always come back as long as there's a strong TC. And that should be the #1 objective for Fly next to this expansion.
Fly isn't quite as greedy as to level the TC at the expo right away. Did you see that? Infi had 2 footies in the north, just scouting and possibly harassing. No AM, no MK, just 2 footmen. Very interesting. With that, he runs the risk of them getting purged and killed, but I guess that's purges being used.
Yeah, right? Man, that min-maxing there. Like, it didn't really happen, but you want to get rid of as many purges as possible. You need the shaman to be online for quite a while so they gather mana and you can dispel the water elementals. And if you use it on footmen early, then it might be longer uptime for your water elementals. That is more damage. So smart play by Infi, which didn't really work out, but it shows the level of play for Infi right here.
So we should do a little sync check here. The next creep, the second one, the camp. Ah, never mind. The TC now creeping. The Tuskar is dying now.
Okay, you are a tiny bit ahead, I think.
Okay.
Creep now. Peon is moving over. We are Beastery. Click on the Peon. Follow the Peon. Go to Infi.
Okay. We should be good.
Alright. So, after this very aggressive early phase, both step back a little, both creep up. The level 3s are just way too important. Fly inches away from level 3. There we go, but would love to have Chain Lightning. So maybe the Farseer one more camp. But on the other side, Infi this tiny step ahead with his Archmage at least. Oh, this is great for Fly. This is Chain Lightning unlocked. And Infi is not ready with this. No level 3 Mountain King. Is this the moment for Fly to pounce on this? It's definitely shop control. Got the heal scroll. And more experience.
This is oftentimes the mid-game advantage for the Orc. He gets level 3 TC faster, and with that you can take a good fight, along with the heal scroll especially. It's 3 priests into breakers, quite quickly going into breakers.
He wants to stop the TC with that. And again the footmen in the north, right? Scouting so quickly.
There's militia coming from the main.
What?
Okay, now he sends them back. If Infi wanted to counter-expand, that would be very hard, as he has no lumber. MK now, level 3. Stormbolt on the Farseer. He seems to be a little too far forward. He seems to be way too far forward, to be honest.
Ooh, the breakers keep on chasing him, starting to burn the TC now. Very early invis there, right?
I think he stole the item of the Magi.
The Crystal Ball.
Crystal Ball. And if now he could grab the Warlord, that would of course be tremendous as well. Many awesome items to be found here, but Infi's coming in for the Creepjack. The Shaman certainly exposed back there. Stormbolt flies, easy kills. TC found the Ankh, not too bad. Clap, follow-up, looking for more kills, but the speed scroll gets Fly out of there.
Just judging from how the game goes, it feels like Infi is 120% confident. Like, he's not backing away from any fight. He takes every chance to get to do some trades. And man, this Footman did some work here. The expansion is so hurt. And that's an easy cancel. My god.
Absolutely. And that was perhaps a little too greedy by Fly. Going for the marketplace creep, and there exposing himself to Creepjack, had to fall back, and with that he exposes his expansion, gets cancelled. And normally you need to be on 2 bases at some point with this Orc strategy, because the later the game goes, the higher the breaker numbers rise, the worse it becomes for the Orc.
What's next? 3.4 TC. He is not the carry yet being controlled well. The items aren't too crazy either. We have the next big fight coming. TC goes in with the stomp, but man, these breakers, the buffer units, they are the perfect buffer units. TC can't get past them, especially with this position.
Fly has 4 Kodos.
Well, that's a good counter, but they can't really reach at the moment, right?
I wonder if Infi is thinking to himself, those must be illusions, right? That's illusions.
Ooh. Good point, man. That is... He has the Wand of Illusion, and 2 charges are used. You could easily fall to a trap, but on the other side, if that's illusions, where's the rest of the army?
Yeah, hard call to make. 4 Kodos, man. That's crazy.
This
of course, designed to snack up the breakers.
Yeah. Needs a lot of speed scrolls for it. There's no slow, right? There's no sorceress yet. So it could be a good play.
Infi the Madman, again, playing without slow against Orc.
Yeah. No problem. Also expanding on the back of things. So with speed scroll, he doesn't have a speed scroll, right? Nope, needs it. But that could be a very good play by Fly. It's so hard to kill them, especially without rifles, without any piercing damage. This reminds me of a game, oh, what was it? You weren't there for, there was an early round game of Linguagua, and Linguagua ate like 15 breakers in that game.
So far the Kodos don't get the snacks off yet. Can't quite get into range.
Yeah, the positioning of Infi. Ooh, so good. Always knows when to retreat. With end snares now. That is the first snack. Oh, that clap was brutal on the 3 units. Could result to 3 kills, but Fly has a heal scroll ready. Purge on the Archmage, stomp against it. Of course, the focus fire isn't that great with the Kodo damage. Clap against it. TC in a little bit of trouble, but definitely fine. And that is 1 Raider staying in the stomach, or 2, 1 breaker. But 4 Kodos, just 1 snack. It's not a good ratio.
Yeah. Was well done by Fly, though. He saw the AM mispositioned for just a second, and he pounces on it right away, punishing that mistake, forcing the TP. And that might be the Expo now finishing. It should be for the Orc. But Infi, he's on 2 bases already. After the cancel, after he was at 55 supply, he felt confident. He finally had the lumber, and then he went for his own expansion. Now up at 2 bases, and that means more and more breaker production. Now also the red camp creep. And level 4 level ups for his heroes are tremendous.
We get Witch Doctors. I like that. Lots of vision. Typical Fly play to do this. Wonder if he follows it up with Stasis Trap. Or at least the upgrade. We saw that it can be a very good distraction in the fight. Even though the Stasis Trap is not going off and does the stun. It's still focus fire that you take away from your army. Yes, you have to react to them. You can't allow the Orc to get so much stun in combination with the Storm. Hood of Cunning, not too great, but it's a lot of int on the Mountain King now.
Was that plus 12 intelligence?
Yep.
That's pretty sick, man. He's gonna have a lot of mana juice. Headhunter transition, okay. The age-old Orc problem, how to deal with breakers. There is not really a good answer until, and I'm not kidding, Torrents. But that is so far down to Tech Tree. Not really affordable right now.
Town Portal by Fly. We see another clap that didn't hit too much, but he not taking out the Raider. Good control by Fly. Did he get...
Wow.
Okay, gets breakers as well.
He got one single breaker only.
It's so sick, right? How Infi dodges this.
The Kodos ran in with a speed scroll against Infi, backed into a corner, and he only got one.
It's unbelievable.
Finds one more in the middle. Okay, he picks that one off.
Infi's micro, like, it's... We always praise Infi for decision making, macro. How he's able to fight from being down a base or whatever. But this breaker micro is out of this world.
Yeah. We see Wind Rider coming in now. Shouldn't that have been added way sooner? Go 2 Wind Riders and send them into the priest in the back instantly. But the thing is, especially when the human is on 2 bases, then a transition, playing a counter against Wind Riders shouldn't be too hard. Whether it be Gyros or Dragonhawks.
Yeah, we saw the workshop. It's gonna be Gyros. That surprises me a little, actually. We saw a lot of Dragonhawks before, but in the past weeks or so, Infi seems to be of the opinion that Dragonhawks aren't the answer anymore.
Yeah, the nice thing about Gyros is also you have True Sight over the map, so you can steal the sentry wards.
Oh, that's a very good point you're making. Wow, oh, I haven't seen that since the Yumiko Fly game of like, what was it, WEC or something?
Yeah, with control magic, breakers can take them over. Rare to see, but is possible.
So glad to have you on the broadcast for stuff like this. I would have totally forgotten about it. Level 4 Archmage now for level 2 Water Elementals. Infi went for Aura really quickly to have the control magic against the wolves, against the, of course, now the traps, and for the Mountain King, and priests, and pretty much everything.
MK's inventory is looking pretty good, but what he doesn't have is an invul. Didn't get to the middle, and with that, there we see it. Sentry stolen from the breaker. Where's the gyro? I think he saw it with his own sentry over there. So TC moving in, but what's he gonna stomp? It's just breakers right there.
Exactly. The TC is almost useless except for being a tank. The Wyvern out of this fight as well have to deal with the gyros and does it pretty well. One Wyvern is falling, though the TC with an Invo Potion is soon to be falling. Can he somehow get out? Infi is the one to TP without anti-air here. Another big clap, dealing lots of damage, but I think... Oh my! How did he get so many kills on the peasants?
Damn. That grunt is level 5 commander now. He's been promoted with so many kills.
Wow, keeps the TC alive. Still has 2 heal scrolls, Fly.
So how many snacks did he get? I think it was 2. 1, 2. Yeah, okay.
Shout out to the Observer, by the way, checking this after every fight.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be 6 supply dropping for Infi. But... he's gonna get the red camp here. That's a big deal. He's going down here without a TP. Oh, that's risky, dude.
Yeah.
But he feels he has the time. He feels Fly will have to fall back and recover. And I guess he's right. Fly is on the other side of the map. He's absolutely left alone to do this. Is that MK level 5? It's gonna be pretty damn close.
Yeah. So the TC's Ankh is gone. And we saw the focus fire there. How long can this TC survive? And is it even that important in this very game? Like, he was the point of attention, obviously. All the focus fire went on to the TC. Is that the right call? Oh, lightning shield again. Man, Fly is playing this great.
Ah, that's how he killed it so fast.
Yeah.
Weird position though now. The Shaman kind of far forward. The MK is almost level 5. He's got the Cloak of Flames as well. More damage from the little dwarf. Clap coming in, not hitting that well. What can the TC do? Okay, he gets 1 priest with the stomp, but now he's super hurt already. MK getting purged, getting focus. He's level 5 now. We know what that means. Massive clap! Oh my god, that damage.
There's 3 heal scrolls though. There's 3 heal scrolls though. He can't counter this. TC is level 5 as well, going for the stop. Maybe Hero Focus is going for the TC now with the Farseer. He's gotta be careful. There's only a TP. He's waiting for the heal scroll to cool down. 67 supply. Oh my god. Neck and neck fight. Still taking out the Gyros. Mountain King moved to the back. Speed scroll by Fly. How many devours did he get off?
I think it was quite a few. The breaker number is no longer so high, and the MK is too hurt to go back in.
Yeah.
Man, a shop here for heal pots would be amazing, but that has not been made yet.
Oh, Wolves and Raiders again. TC in trouble. Uses the heals. Can he get out? He's blocking himself quite a bit. Range shots from Infi for sure. Great hero saves on both sides. Chain lightning rattling through. Lots of things hurt for Fly, but almost no exit kills. Oh, that was so close. Imagine staying like 1-2 seconds longer. All the peasants would be dead again.
1, 2, 3 Kodo Devours this time. That's quite a bit.
So the thing about this game now, I feel, is Infi's heroes are great for the fights. Like, both of them. And what do the TC and Farseer really provide? Can only use the wolves for the harass. Chain lightning, okay, but it's not helping you with the problems of breakers. Same for the stomp. You have to go so deep to do any actual kind of damage, except for heroes, but the MK is tanky and the Archmage is always in the perfect position. It's a little bit of AoE and it's a great aura, but the heroes will not carry this game for Fly, I feel.
Yeah, the big advantage here on Fly side is he's always a little bit faster, always faster out on the map, and he feels safer with speed scrolls and invols and so on, and he gets shop control. He gets the next invol, he gets the heal scroll. If Infi had one invol, one heal scroll, that would make a massive difference. He's going for the TC now, he's in a bit of trouble, was very far forward, takes a ton of damage, gonna have to use that invol quite soon. The MK getting focused after, but he's so tanky, man, with all his defensive items and mana items. He's a raid boss.
Heal scroll again. We got one more. The Raiders really don't seem to cut it. He wanted to dodge the clap, seeing it coming in. Once again, trying to get these breakers out. Mountain King focus doesn't really lead to anything. So Fly is moving away from the mass Kodos, right? Going into Raider Headhunters?
I mean, he still has 3, right? I'm sure we're gonna get a Kodo check here in a moment. Yeah, the Kodos are the only real way to deal with the breakers, but I mean, he's mostly been forcing the MK out of the fight, and that works well with the end snares.
Oh my god, this MK is so sick. 525 mana, 1100 HP, almost 10 armor, and the heal of the priests. Absolute raid boss, you're so right.
Mana pots would also be great to have on him, but what do you give up in your inventory? It's hard to give anything of those items away.
Yeah. But again, shop control. These heal scrolls. Without the heal scrolls, Fly's dead.
Ooh, he just sold something and buys the Ancient Django of Endurance, Infi does.
Whoa.
500 gold. Quite expensive.
But the movement speed will probably help a ton. Matches the TC aura almost now.
This game has been going on for quite a while, by the way. Mains are gonna be expiring real soon.
2 base is over then. Any upgrades? 1-1 for Infi. And the calm before the storm. 74 supply on both sides. Supply, oh my god, like the experience, 4.8. 4.8. Oh, this is so close. Again, we go to the TC and Infi, willing to dive deep for this clap, and that was a wonderful one. But can he get that Mountain King out, or is he surrounded there? He can definitely purge him. This is an invul potion. Another huge clap. One more heal scroll for Fly. Grunt is falling. How about the Devour? So important. Now the TC in trouble. Heal scroll. Clap again, but the invul dodge on the clap. Sickest play by Fly.
That heal scroll kept him alive to then save him again with the invul. Great play by the Orc, but he's still getting pummeled by this Mountain King, using more and more spells, finding more and more kills. Infi now with quite the supply, especially if he takes out the Wind Riders. Bats coming in, not real any use anymore. MK though also out of mana, but Fly, it looks like everything's about to drop on his side.
Yeah, but there's no mana on the Mountain King anymore. Also no potion. Infi, confident, moving forward, forgetting about the casters group a little bit. Chain lightning rattling through, of course, level 3. TC goes into range of everything, catches the bolt, and bye-bye. Level 6 for the Mountain King. Will we see the Avatar? Fly drops everything. GG. Infi takes map number 1.
Damn, great game between the two. Late game slugfest, man. That was so close at so many points. It seemed like Fly finally was able to break Infi, but no, Infi always stays alive and always finds a way to win. And how did he get the upper hand at the end? Making use of the marketplace. He didn't get the small invul because he couldn't get to the merchant, but to the marketplace he could get. And he bought the big invul, expensive, with 400 gold, but used at the right time makes a big difference. Of course, also along with the ancient Django of endurance. Lots of money used on these items from the marketplace, but apparently exactly the right idea.
Oh boy, this game, so wonderful already. Fly with great plays, by no means bad, but the question against Infi's human always seems to be, what is the answer to breakers? Fly had an idea with the Kodos, but Infi had the idea with perfect micromanagement. And if you're in Fly's shoes right now, like, what do? You know that Infi is playing this style, and he plays it so great. What tools do you have?
Yeah, that's a question that's been out there for a long time, and we have rarely seen a good answer to it. Kodos coming in at the proper time and snacking breakers away, yes, that can work. But normally it only works for so long. At some point there's going to be like 8-9 breakers, and you can't counter that with like 9 Kodos. That just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
There still doesn't seem to be a clear answer, as far as I know.
What do you think, how much of an impact did the expansion cancel have? Infi with the footman in the north, scouting constantly for it, and taking it out so quickly.
Yeah, massive difference. Absolutely. And that was perhaps a mistake by Fly. As I pointed out in the game, Fly was pressuring the Expo a little bit, fell back, also took way too much damage on his Farseer. Fell back, crept the marketplace, got creep jacked, and then he had to speed scroll back to the main, exposing his expansion. If he holds on to that Expo, if he fights there, devours 2 breakers, I don't know, then maybe his speed scrolls back, but then the Expo is finished. Maybe then, with a superior economy, can really try to overwhelm with Wind Riders, with more Grunts, more Kodos, more Raiders, whatever. But on even economy, it's really hard to fight up against breakers.
Alright, in our Instagram vote of this match, you guys thought that Infi would take this match. 75% of the votes go to the Iceman, leaving Fly with 25. You can still vote on the other matches, of course, Instagram.com/back2Warcraft. So far, you guys have a pretty great track record, I must say. Only once you were wrong, and that was the X-Lord Focus game. So keep it up, ladies and gentlemen. Your Instagram game, pretty strong. You also get highlights of every single match over there. Instagram.com/back2Warcraft is the place to be during WGL and, of course, all the other upcoming tournaments. We see the picks and bans for Infi and Fly. Fly decides to go for Concealed Hill.
Classic orc choice nowadays. With the Farseer, a map that can result in good creeping, and especially the expansion creep with the TC and the following Great Hall behind is normally a mid-game staple. But this is also a map where early level 3 AM can be possible. It's not very easy to reach, but it is doable, and that really swings around the mid-game hard. Something that Infi wasn't able to do on the first map, right? He was stuck on level 2 for a long time, and then he crept with AM and MK together, but he got good items, he got good levels, and he slowly built up a powerful mid-game army, found the cancel, went for his own expansion. That was just a great game, man. 2 of the greatest of their craft against each other.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see how the game unfolds, and it's wonderful to see that they definitely prepared for this. They both had their own ideas. Infi, of course, has his very own idea about this matchup without Sorks, without rifles. Like, if you compare this to Miko Sork, it's just as if he plays a different game.
Yeah. And I guess the idea is, well, you need a certain amount of priests to heal and dispel. And then you just want as many breakers as possible. It's freaking hard to play without Sorcerer Slow.
Yeah.
But if you're that good, you can.
Alright, we go into map number 2. It is Fly's map choice. It is Concealed Hill, and Infi 1 map away from the quarterfinal where Lawlight and Moon are waiting for him. This could determine maybe Foggy's opponent in the quarterfinal if he makes it second place out of Group D. Infi's year so far, as we said, he didn't play many tournaments, but the one solo tournament he played, he won. There was the Huya Super League very early in the game. Second place WGTL, of course. And in the qualifiers leading up to this tournament, he was strolling around playing a lot of random. So we take these results with the grain of salt. But with random, man, 5th place in the qualifier race. That's just showing how good he is with all of the races that this game has to offer. And of course, that helps identifying the problems of his opponent's races.
Yeah, exactly. He has a multi-layered approach to the game and a very broad understanding. Can see the game from many different angles, and that is shown oftentimes in his brilliant strategies, decision making. He is one of the greatest. So is Fly. He last year kind of flew under the radar. We weren't too impressed with him. The beginning of this year, Fly looked insanely strong. Stronger than Lin even, possibly. Then he seemed to dip a little bit, but I think he's been playing a really good tournament so far. He defeated X-Lord in a hard series, and that first map here against Infi, yeah, he lost it. But that was still really close. I'm glad that Fly is showing up here as well. I think he's playing a strong tournament so far. Hopefully he can keep it up.
Agreed. And I think we have to point out, while we see that Fly is going for a super early tag, that Fly almost didn't qualify. Yes, you said he had a wonderful year. He had great success. He won WCAA, right? Over Moon in the final there. One of the very, very few orcs who took a series off of Moon. He was 2nd place at WSB, where he just lost to Lin, and 2nd in the team league as well. But WGL qualifiers, man, he had to go through the decider against Fortitude and TH, lost there, had to go to the wildcard qualifier. Last chance for this juggernaut of Warcraft 3 history to qualify for this. Showing that his shape was definitely dropping a little. But yeah, here at the main stage, tip-top shape.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Farseer here, harassing right away. Of course, if you don't have any units, you don't want to go into a creep game. You're going to be much slower. And once again, it's going to be about creeping for Infi as much as he can. And it's up to Fly to prevent this as much as possible. Level 2 should certainly be acquirable. Unless the Farseer has some insane last hits. But players have gotten so good at playing around those last hits that Infi probably won't allow that. At least not too easily.
Infi got the claws, by the way, making this a little easier. Not playing on the I Need Claws account, of course, as they all have WGL accounts. Ooh, Archmage got it again, right? Wow, 0 experience for Fly so far.
Yeah. Infi playing pretty much perfectly around. It even sent the Water Elemental low HP away. And he's never allowing that kill threshold to be hit by the Farseer. Always plays well with his footies, attacking at the right time. It's a little mini game of Warcraft 3 nowadays, which is so important. But it's okay if the Farseer doesn't get much levels. It's okay if he remains level 1, if he can prevent AM level 3. So far, that has worked out well enough. AM now going through the middle. Wolves following. Is he going for the Orc main? He doesn't have that much mana. It's only 1 Water Elemental, I think, he can summon.
Pretty early aggression? Or is he just taking camp? Whoa.
He might be taking a lot of damage for this, though.
Yeah. Could trigger some... Is he hoping for an end snare or something?
End snare against the grunts?
Yeah, we've seen this before.
Absolutely.
Oh, wanted to trap the ogre. Doesn't really work.
If he gets the trap there, I think he gets the last hit as well. Likely, at least. Yeah. And the item. That just barely doesn't work out.
TC is coming in soon, though. And then it's going to be big stomps and possibly some footman kills. He's so determined to this.
The window to steal this camp away is quickly closing.
Yes.
And doesn't seem like he's going to get it.
But he leaves the early game with 0 XP. No level 3 for the Archmage, okay. But level 2.4, that's really not too bad.
He could hang around here, Infi, if he wants. Yeah, he's not going to continue creeping. Then he's not going to have more progress, but he can also slow down the TC's progress. Double Sanctum, MK once more. Some humans have been playing the MK upon occasion quite aggressively. On Northern Isles, it was very passive MK mid-game, with pretty much only creeping until level 3. If Infi switches it up here, that may come as a surprise to the Orc.
Okay. It's Aura first, and is that the right thing to do? with Stomp, you could definitely get some kills.
Yeah, that's pretty weird with how much pressure he's under here. And seems kind of obvious at this point that they're going to meet at a creep camp. But I guess with the aura, he's a little faster. Perhaps he can get a bit more chip damage in here and there. First Shaman is out. Kills off the Elemental. But at this early stage, you don't have unlimited Purge.
Infi retreat. Red spot? Okay. Out in the open, not at the tavern. Needs the surface area for the footman to do some damage. And Fly is not punishing this at all. He's not in position to punish this at all.
Yeah, great creep route by Infi, really. He harasses for a really long time, gets a magnificent item.
Ho ho!
With the Legion Doom
More movement speed, oh yeah. Last game, he spent 500 gold on it. Telling you how important this is to him. Fly moving out with a peon. Is this again a greedy expansion? This time Infi, I don't think he sent a footman over. Uses them all for creeping.
This is pretty genius by Infi, honestly. Like, he's pressuring, buying time for a second hero. He sees the TC's out, he's still delaying, and then he meets up with the MK, knowing that the TC has to play passive, has to creep, he can't afford to play aggressive, so he very, very likely will get that red camp for free. Plus, he knows the Farseer isn't level 2.
Stormbolt, man.
Speed scroll, it's fine. He knows the Farseer isn't level 2, so he is not at risk of losing the last hit either to a Chain Lightning. This was a brilliant creep route and early game by Infi.
Yeah, feels like Fly is kind of stuck with weak heroes. This expansion has to work. Otherwise, he will be overwhelmed by a big Infi push with high-level heroes. Good. Oh, the mana potion as well, man. He's getting the nuts on this map.
Infi calls Militia again, gets the rest of the red camp. How does he have so much lumber? I guess he didn't pull the Militia in the early game much.
Yeah, the green is still there.
So if he's really bold, he could even expand here. MK is basically level 3 with a big mana and an aura. Just leveled up, right? I think I heard it.
Yeah, level 3 Archmage, level 3 TC, only the Mountain King lacking, and of course the...
He's actually expanding. There we go!
What?
Early counter expo on tier 2. Something that I was asking for a long time. Infi has shown this before. It was in WGTL when he first revealed this.
This feels like Infi is in full control. Like, again, just like on Northern Isles, I had the same feeling. I don't feel that Infi is really threatened. It's of course the nature of how Fly plays this with the early expansion, that he has to play more passively, but Infi jumping from one objective to the next.
And I think Fly hasn't seen this yet. Otherwise, he should be sending wolves up there.
Yeah. Wyvern now. A lot earlier. You made the point on Northern Isles already. Shouldn't the Wyvern come in earlier? Definitely the case here. Not 4 Kodos, but 2. Oh, Stormbolt on the Shaman. That was full mana! That's a big kill. You can't make one mistake against this Infi.
Infi's army isn't that big yet, though. If a few of these breakers get devoured, that's going to limit his army size tremendously. Nice clap coming in as well. One breaker already got devoured. Second one possibly as well. Stomp coming in. More priests are falling. Infi is losing quite a few units. He's trying to now counterattack towards the expansion up there. Wait a minute, can that be cancelled? Expo is already done. He's looking towards the peons here. And also trying to distract from his side of the map and his expansion.
True. Oh, Clap in a wonderful position here under the arc. That should definitely be removed. What Elemental dying. And that's more experience here. Close-ish to the Chain Lightning one, but the Farseer is really... It has no influence on the game at this mid stage. And Infi's Expo is up. Tower's coming, so the Wyvern Harass won't be too easy as well. Blacksmith for upgrades. I like this.
Oh, and even the Stolen Wolves harassing at the Expo. But, I mean, level 1 Wolves, what can they really do? What can this Farseer really do? He's level 1 still.
Yeah. He should definitely go for... oh no, I don't know. I really don't know what this Fast should do. Like, Wolf's level 2 for harass at the expo, but there's arcanes and towers, so this won't do too much either. In the fights, they get stolen. Chain lightning against breakers, you can't use them. The hero, like, Mountain King is tanky. There's not too many priests, there's no sorcerers.
Infi's army positioning is just insane. It's so good. How he's always threatening an attack, always dictating the pace of this now late game. Always setting the tone of what's going to be the next move. I think a lot of his breakers got devoured. I think there must have been at least 2, possibly 3. We see the workshop now again, trying to go for gyros once more against the Wind Riders.
Yeah, especially against Fly, when you know that he plays a lot of Witch Doctors. That's a good thing. He'll scroll again for Fly. 1 tower cancelled, not bad.
And with Wind Riders, that's pretty easy. And this may be the first time that Fly's finding out about this base, actually. I'm not sure he has seen it before.
Infi sends a little rogue trooper footman to the expansion.
Cool. That's so cool. They're not in the fight because there they would just be fodder for the Stomp anyways. But now they're creating more space, forcing again the Orc army back. And again, it's Infi on the move forward with a perfect movement across the map.
1 breaker gets eaten again. Could result in a Stormbolt, but Infi... Okay, there's the Stormbolt and the kill. Fly move back, loses the Kodo here for pretty much nothing. But defends these footmen. And yeah, Infi and footman usage, huh?
Yeah. He lost all of them. All 4. That's a few losses, certainly. No, actually, 1 is still alive.
The body
again,
who lives.
He retains map's position. He's in the perfect spot on the map. He's defending his expansion, and he's buying more time for the bigger army. And again, on even supply, on even tech, human with breakers seems to be favored in this matchup. And Infi is muscling up more and more.
Looks really scary. What timing can Fly hit? There's nothing really big coming. It's not like he's teching. It's not like he can outmass Infi now that it's 2 base. And the heroes, as we say, usually this level 5 TC is a big deal. But against mass breakers, it really isn't. Maybe with the 3 Wyvern edition, the hero focus is better. But the Mountain King, okay, the items this time are definitely not as crazy as they were on map 1. Maybe that is a chance down the road.
Yeah, Infi's inventory is looking really light, actually. There's barely any items to speak of. But he does have a pretty big army. Splitting against the Bad Rider. 3 gyros still alive. We have 2 towers here at the expo. Infi not TPing in, he's walking up there. Fly doesn't want to fully commit to this expansion. Kind of surprised. I think he could have speed scrolled in, kill all the towers and workers, TP out if you need to, but he's taking it a little bit slower.
What do you think about the Headhunters? Because Clap is a good thing against them. They don't do that much damage, really. I'm not too sure if I'm a fan of this.
Yeah, they don't seem super effective. But what is super effective against the human army?
Yeah.
Torrents. That's it. But that's on tier 3.
I think, yeah, if you tech against Infi, he just floods you with breakers and pushes too hard.
Yeah.
It's against Infi, it's a real tough thing to do. Here's the Witch Doctor for more vision.
Good number of gyros now. 8 gyrocopters, which should be able to deal with Wind Riders pretty well at this point. Solo creeping on the MK, not giving anything to the AM. Infi knows level 2 water elementals won't make a big difference. Oh, and he gets the Lionhorn of Stormwind. Excellent find.
Yeah, that's really good. Double invul as well. He knows the biggest strength that Fly has is definitely hero focus with Storm and Chain Lightning and all the piercing damage right clicks. That's what the Headhunters are good for. But Infi is ready for that. The gyros, oh, they take out the Wyvern a little too quickly. There's no answer for the gyrocopters at all. Chain Lightning rattling through. Mountain King a little bit in trouble. Fly is trying to get the backline, reaches the casters. Okay, that was good, but almost no follow-up. Last second clap and tons of damage done to Fly.
But the really nice thing here on this map for Orc is you don't have to buy a million heal cells to heal up again. There's fountains. And that is, in the late game, extremely helpful. MK, though, inches away from 5.
That level 3 clap again. Infi getting the Invo Potion, he used both of them. Heal Scrolls both went to Fly. The TC is very tanky this game. And seems to be a little braver than he was on Northern Isles. Plowing through all the breakers. But that's level 5.
Yo. That's a big difference. Would love to see some mana plus as well. This game, the MK certainly has inventory space. But more invulns and heal scrolls probably more important.
Is Infi expanding again? He has an ivory tower. He's at 80 supply. He's almost maxed out. You don't want to go into high upkeep.
But does he have magic sentry? Is that just for detection? But I guess for that he has gyros anyways. That's also nice about the gyros. Late game they reveal Invest TC.
Yeah, that's not a play at all against the gyros. And it's 5 of them. Bad Rider trying to connect. Justifies the means for sure. But the TC is getting caught in the open, down to 2/3 already. Breaker line established, clap in, and now it's time to kite as Fly's army is slowed due to that clap. Invo Potion used pretty early, but oh boy, these claps. Still 3 heal scrolls though. Fly has good answers to them, and there's not unlimited mana on the Mountain King for sure, but there's a potion, so can he out-heal the AoE damage? Infi with the TP, damage done, no risk taken by Infi. And again the dust settles, and again Infi sits comfortably at 80 supply.
That's 3 devours though, right? He's very close to double level ups here, Fly is. We're still 2 base.
What are the upgrades? Oh, thank you, Observer. 2-1. Probably 2-2 in the making.
Yeah, also the thing with this Orc army. Do you even upgrade? Like, what do you upgrade? Armor? That doesn't help the Kodos.
No.
That doesn't help the Shaman. Only helps, like, the few Grunts and Headhunters that you have. It's always annoying when you go super late game and you don't have an army that really benefits from upgrades.
Yeah. I mean, he is spending a lot of gold on items, so that kind of makes up for it. All the gold that doesn't go into upgrades he puts into items. Oh, tier 3 by Infi.
Okay, cool. Infi's lumber management this game really good. Hello ESL Meisterschaft cast. What's he gonna get on tier 3? Inner fire? Just for the MK? Paladin, of course, Paladin. Yeah. That's
Wow.
That's amazing. How the hell is he gonna deal with the Paladin?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Stab could also be good.
So many mana potions as well. Devour off now. Oh, Headhunter's caught in an awkward position.
This MK doesn't have an info. It's a little scary.
He has the cloak.
80 supply, 0 source. It's 3 priests, and the rest is just breakers
Yep.
and gyros.
Infi said it, by the way, in the pre-match interviews. Fear my towers. And there we go. 4 of them coming up. And of course the ones at the high ground. It's almost only breakers TC. Oh, getting storm bolted right before the storm. Wonderful timing. He TPs again because he can simply afford it. The gyros aren't in, but they don't do too much anyway. But this is Fly cleaning up the bottom right expansion.
Yeah, it was quite a few resources that Infi invested here. Didn't pay off. But it's also time for the tier 3. And he has exactly 5 supply open to fit in a nice little paladin right there. And there he is.
And more upgrades, of course. Can get 3-3. Staff also. Okay, next fight here. Again, clap, but there's no mana on the TC. How is he supposed to fight without Clap?
Yeah. The MK doesn't have too much to fear with there being no Stomp.
Stomp, exactly.
Stomp out on the TC. He's in trouble. He's got potions though. Doesn't even need to use it yet.
Oh, the Clap on the backline. Mana potion used on the Mountain King. And that was a ton of damage. Has to react with a heal scroll. Big potion used. And again, it's Infi town portaling out.
Does he have 5 Kodos? No, 4 Kodos.
1, 2,
3,
4 Devours.
Yeah, 4 Devours.
Ooh. Is Fly taking this game? Look at the gold, man. He has 1,800 gold. No lumber.
Yeah. This fountain is helping him out a lot in this game.
Yes.
In the super late game, when it's all about positioning and recovering from fights and stuff, then the fountains are super good.
Still no tier 3 by Fly. I think that could help him so much. Just refusing to go for it. Double invul, double heal scroll. Yeah. 900 gold left. Yeah, more and more upgrades. Sorceress upgrades, okay.
Oh,
Invis MK. You can steal the Watts Awards. Seems to be the game-winning position here in the bottom right. If Infi is able to establish an expansion, he wins. If Fly is able to keep it down, he might take this.
I don't even know where there's more gold. In the middle base or in the corner bases?
It's a very good question.
Oh, we still have some time, certainly, before these expansions run out.
Good harass overall. Peon spent some time in the burrows. Infi still has vision on the Kodo, so he knows exactly where Fly is, what he does. Not for much longer though, but he can definitely anticipate this. 80 supply push. It's a lot of supply for Fly, but how much can he really put into the biggest or the best positions? He just
high upkeep. 90 supply now. That's still stuck in production, but it's coming soon.
Wow. Wow, I've rarely seen high upkeep. He's trying to break this with Raiders. Is there TP? Yes, there is. So everything attacks this expansion, and if it works, that's a great move. Then TP out. Lots of repair, though. He's working against it with Chain Lightning. The Stomp was good right before the Mountain King can clap, and Fly is taking down this base.
Great snipe once again, just like he did against X-Lord. And Infi, he's broke.
He's out of gold.
Yeah, he can't afford another one.
What?
He has to go all in now.
This was the moment where the main gold mine expired, right? Pretty much the second. Okay, all in with 10 supply less and reinforcements coming in soon. What a game by Fly again.
How smart by him. He knows they're muscling up. They're putting everything into army. There's no way Infi has like 600 gold saved up. What a sick game by Fly, man.
Okay.
These two are absolutely delivering.
Infi spent a lot of gold on TPs, on upgrades, on now towers, of course, as well. Oh, that clap was absolutely brutal, though. 2 more heal scrolls have to work against that. TC in the back of things, also Chain Lightning rattling through. Mountain King, I don't know if he has a lot of items back there, but he's going for the AoE damage for sure. But speaking of AoE damage, TC all of a sudden has the lightning shield. Lots of lightning raining through the backline. Infi definitely in trouble.
MK can't connect for the next claps. He's getting ensnared.
The heal scroll was super sick. One more invul, one more chain lightning. Can he go through with another lightning shield? TC has also an invul. They're throwing everything at each other. Is there one more clap? Soon, I guess. Level 2 on the Paladin.
He had a clap. There's like 4 kills in a row for Infi. He suddenly has the supply lead.
There's a lot of meat in here as well. The peasants are blocking. TC is about to drop. Needs this invul potion soon. But what's really doing damage for Infi if he has no clap? TC Fly is greedy, but going for the late invul here.
Needs like 2 peasants to reach level 6.
There we go. He can't die anymore.
Oh my god, what the hell is this?
We're down to 50 supply. This was 60 supply dying in this game and in this fight and counting. Almost another chain lightning. The Farseer is surrounded though. Can he get out? There should be multi-kill with the next chain lightning. Here we go. Taking out, but there's level 6. Oh my god! Stormbolt. Is the Farseer dying here? He definitely is. Level 5 on the Archmage as well. Big level ups for Infi. Crazy late game fight going for the Archmage now. He doesn't have an info. Maybe a staff and a TP. Mountain King. Is that a kill? No, he's too tanky. He's too tanky. Dust settles.
Are you kidding me? Infi broke. Has to TP out. But he won that fight. But Fly is still mining.
Fly is still mining indeed. Long distance mining.
Does Fly have the time to go for normal hero revive? Ultra revive? I don't think so. I think he has to go for the tavern, but he's denying his own TC, by the way.
Yeah. The suicides on the Torrent this tournament. Infi holds on to the 2 auras and the staff and the claw. He loves these claws. Infi is moving forward. Oh my, this was it 80 supply dying in this fight?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my god.
Infi has barely any units left, but his heroes are crazy strong.
653. Mana is of course there. Level 3 Water Elemental this time. Fly has a tower. Army is limited. Farseer is not back, but the question is, what did you really do? The chain lightnings were good when there were still casters, but that's not the case anymore. TC, full mana, lots of storms. Hero focus must be the thing. Infi has no gold for Invo Potions anymore.
And Infi doesn't realize that this TC used the ult before.
Oh, yes! He doesn't know that.
Oh my god, how sick is this?
Stop.
But he's just ignoring the TC. He's just going for the units.
Yeah.
Fly is not strong enough at the moment to fight this human army. If the Farseer comes back, maybe.
He gets some good right clicks. He gets the AoE spells. Fly holds again. But Infi should know that, right? He sees full HP, full mana.
Maybe he used heal cells, 1 clarity, 1 mana pot or something. It's not very obvious.
Clap against the workers. Fly is not mining either, but the Farseer is back. Does he know now? Good. Clap gets everything. Limited mana on the Farseer for sure. Summons the wolves, and they get stolen right away. What kind of move was that?
Not too effective. Perhaps he can purge them, but didn't do that either.
Maybe it's
Breaker's
experience.
still in the mix.
It's easy experience for sure. Oh, takes out the Sorks. No invisibility anymore. Kudo Beast on the verge of dying as well. Raider 2. That's lots of kills coming into Infi's way. The clap again.
Farseer almost level 5.
Fly is losing everything except his heroes.
Oh my god.
The control of Infi with these heroes is great.
And now again towards the peons. There's barely any mining going on. Perhaps now the expansion will truly fall. Can Infi still win this game? He hasn't been mining for the longest time.
Takes out the casters again. But how to deal with the triple heroes? There's always Holy Light. Stormbolt is a vicious weapon now.
This MK level 6 is crazy strong. Pally level 3 at this point also. So important for the sustain.
Yeah, he sends back in peons, but man, this is just experience for Infi.
I'm not sure. Going level 3 elementals over brilliance was the right idea, but everything else certainly brilliant.
I mean, there's no way to dispel them. There's never enough purges. It's good experience, but really, what does it do?
But I think the more important spells here are from the MK and the Pally.
If you have
Still
to make
Fly holding on to the expansion. He knows if this falls, this game is lost.
Yeah. Fly needs some mining. He needs some time, but the Farseer gets bolted again. Right clicks. Oh, run. He does with the help of the Endurance Aura. And now he has to go for heal selves. His last money. And Infi, did he build just a... Oh no, it's still long distance mining, right?
Yeah. And he's getting a bit of gold here and there. Maybe a priest, maybe a clarity every now and then.
The tower falls. The burrow is gone. There's no mining. You can't stop Infi's army anymore.
Unbelievable, dude. What a freaking game. Fly. No peons left. No expo anymore.
That's it. This must be it. What's Fly's way of winning now? The hero's too tanky with Staff and Holy Light. There's not gonna be a hero kill. Not against Infi. He's denying the peasants. Okay. Absurd game.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
Does he have a village?
I think so. I didn't really see it.
I'm not sure. Damn, dude. Is this where Infi closes it out? If he sells some items, he could expand again on the high ground. And I don't think he really needs these items anymore. Yeah, there we go. Sells the big aura.
600 gold. Yeah. Slowly but steady. All the win conditions are on Infi's side.
一位
13
玩家的部
supply.
队正遭到攻击。
Farsio's finally gonna get level 5. Can he do something with the Invis Wolves? Against Breakers? I don't know.
Invis Wolves, man. Yeah, there's no real targets anyway for the Chain Lightning, so why not? Okay, is this the final fight? We got Inner Fire. We got super strong heroes. Stormbolt takes out one unit after the next. That is only 2 heroes remaining. Stomp is okay, but absolutely no follow-up.
Doesn't have the damage here anymore, Fly.
Nope.
The TC can hope to survive with his ult. Stormbolt is around, maybe.
Okay, Chain
We have
Lightning was
wolves
okay.
on both sides.
Oh, Farsia is falling now. That must be it. 5 supply left. GG. Infi is back in the quarter-finals alongside Moon and Lawlion. And Fly sees himself in the lower bracket. Infi, for the first time in 1.5 years, back in the top 8 of the world.
With a great performance, man. Showing how strong he is against Orc. Showing his own playstyle. Willing to expand. Willing to take it late. Trusting in his heroes. And not caring about sorceresses or slow. Priests, breakers, heroes all the way. And a bit of anti-air. It may have been a 2-0 here between the two, but how close was that series? Could have been 2-0 the other way very easily. Fly looking again quite impressive, and whoever he will be facing in the lower bracket, that opponent will have to be afraid.
I agree. This result is very misleading. I think Fly had a great series, but Infi is just Infi. And yeah, as the Cryptlord says, my might cannot be matched. If Infi is in shape and he makes the right decisions, and his idea about human versus orc is just absolutely fantastic.
That mid-game, unconcealed, his army movement, the way he controlled the flow of the game, and even when he was in trouble, he still found value out of the perfect usage from his army. Just amazing. Amazing to watch this guy play.
Yeah. Probably no one else does play it, can play it even, like Infi does. TH, oftentimes a very different idea to this as well. He's the only one playing this style, and it looks like it's unbeatable, especially in the late game.
He almost had that win, dude. He almost had that win. Dude, I think if Fly in that last fight just has one more heal scroll, that's his game. That's how close that game was.
We get a post-game interview with Infi, and our translators are back in chat, so we will get a translation from Wong and Vangolia. Thank you guys so much.
恭喜啊，Infi 2-0击败了这个劲敌 Fly 100%。这2局比分虽然2-0啊，如果是从战报上看是轻取，但是过程我感觉其实还是蛮艰苦的，尤其是第2局。你怎么来看这2场比赛？
这个跟我最近的练习有关。我最近是一直在跟 ISOC 每天每夜都在练习，然后我们打到后面发现每一盘都会打到8神口，所以我也是在比赛中对8神口的决战有信心，所以我的战略思路是往后期拖的，所以每一盘都打得特别久。
那第一盘的这个决战之前，其实应该欧比也看到了，观众朋友也看到了，你在决战前跑到市场去买了2个比较大的宝贝，一个是那个牛头人的耐久光环，一个是一个大的这个长时间的无敌啊。然后这个2个道具是不是在决战里也给你比较大的一个帮助呢？
现在人兽这个对抗，一旦人族买不到无敌，就出不了门。就是我之所以一直被打的摁在家里，也是这个原因。就是第一盘我从头到尾没买到过小无敌，一个都没有。然后决战的时间就憋了一波钱吧，然后买了个大无敌，这样才有资本去决战。否则兽族半路杀你英雄，你是没有任何办法。
好，那在第2局的这个比赛当中，其实双方的这个2矿开的时间是差不多的，然后你要稍晚一点，然后你选择了把2矿开在那个地图正中间这个位置。这个位置我们知道，一旦你占优势的话，其实是一个比较好的桥头堡阵地，但是占劣势的话比较容易被冲掉。那其实，在决战之前，确实是2矿被先拔掉了。你当时为什么选择开在中间，而不是在右下去开矿？
第2盘我觉得我前期优势比较大，就是特别是 MK 出来了以后，然后宝物也是满分，所以我觉得这个局势是我优势，我可以把矿开在中间。就是把矿开在中间最好的剧本就是大家带矿干神，我可以右下角开我自己的矿。但是我觉得Fly后期打得太好了，就是各种调组迂回，把我打得有点就差点被翻了。
第2盘什么时候知道自己已经赢下了？是第一次把那个决战的时候把先知杀掉吗？
杀掉先知帕林到3，我觉得就拿下了。因为人族这3个英雄，就是我有远程采矿嘛，就是虽然我没矿，但是我远程采，其实维持住战损肯定是我能赢的。
好的，那这个也是通过英费的回答更加详细的复盘了这盘。好，这个祝贺英费出线进入到8强，后面继续加油。好的，那这样的话，虽然菲菲输给了英费啊，不过他后面败者组还。
Wong and Bengolia, thank you so much for a crazy fast translation here. So, first question was, it was a 2-0, but it looked like a very hard game. What do you think, Infi? And he says, yeah. I expected it like this. I practiced a lot with Ice Orc to go to the late game, so he was definitely prepared for a game like this. And first map, he bought 2 items at the very late stage. Was that very important? And Infi answers, in the current metagame, the Invo Potion is so important. Otherwise, I have to just stay in my base and dodge the fight. So I saved up for the last fight, got the large Invo Potion, and that was absolutely necessary. On the second map, you plan to expand in the middle. Why do you choose to expand on the high ground and not on the bottom right-hand side? And the answer by Infi is he felt like he had an advantage in the early game with the levels and the item, so he expanded in the middle. Big props to Fly, playing perfectly around it in the late game. It was just very, very tough to make work.
Yeah, just insanely good game. That was such a close series. One of the closest 2-0 series I've seen in a long time. I hope they meet again. I want to see more of those games.
Okay, I want to see the next game now. It is Focus versus X-Lord fighting for survival in WGL Summer. Hype for Mouseboards and Germany, and of course, the Crippy. We're gonna be back in 4 minutes.